Okay, in this, I'm going to try to make it in 10 minutes. A month in review of the 2025 Major Taylor International Riding Challenge. I participated in this online event this year. Again, this is my second year, and I had a great time. I'm just going to highlight some of the key moments for me and for the team here in Taiwan. Now, as you can hear, I'm a native English speaker. I'm not from Taiwan, but I have lived here for over 17 years, and I came across this challenge last year. The organizer, Lin Wen, she had lived in New York for many years, and now she's here back in Taiwan. And she organized the team, and she got word that I would be interested in doing this, and I thought, sure, why not? It kind of celebrates Black History Month to a certain degree. If you know who Major Taylor is, it's from the 1930s, black cyclist, big powerhouse of a guy. And the event kind of memorializes him to a certain degree, and it just gives cyclists a reason to ride in February, where it's usually pretty cold in most of the U.S. Here in Taiwan, not so bad, but this month it was kind of chilly. So let's just look at some numbers. Here is if you look at the teams, we've got mostly American teams: Mississippi, Los Angeles, Atlanta, New York. Mostly, almost 99% are from the U.S. So we are kind of the oddball of the group. But saying that, we had 61 riders, and we really did a lot of riding. This is miles. This is 57,000 miles. It almost equals 1,000 miles per rider. Now, when Lynn got in touch with me, or got in touch with everybody via a very active line group, there are a lot of different categories you could do. One was ride 1,000 kilometers. Another was ride 1,600 kilometers. And then there are all kinds of other challenges involved in this event, this online event. So I'm just going to tell you, I said I'll ride 1,600 kilometers. That's about 1,000 miles, right at, it's like 996 or 97, 995. But anyway, 1,600 kilometers. It's a good distance to ride in 28 days. So here's our numbers for Taiwan. As you can see, we got some other big numbers here. The New York team did really well. The Atlanta team, these are quite, this is winter right now in a lot of these places. So even if you're riding indoors, these are some pretty big numbers here. All right, let's look at the individual thing, and then I'll show you some photos, and that's about all I have to say about this. So this is the total. There were about 650 riders, and this is crazy. This fella, he rode 3,000 miles, 3,000 plus in February, and then we had two guys from our team were 500 miles behind. Granted, this was probably on a lot of indoor trainer riding, and some of these guys were outdoors. Let me roll down here. Of all these, I think I got in 60 something. Okay, here I am, 65th place I'm 2,007 miles, not kilometers, behind the leader. So that's quite a bit. And I know that I rode 1,000. I rode 996 miles. I think that's what it said. Okay, so I'm happy with this. I fulfilled my duty, I guess. I was supposed to ride 1,600 kilometers, and that happened, but I hit it right on the nose. So let's see how many riders were there total. Going down here, 645. Okay, so not a huge challenge, but not a huge event, but actually it's not too many. If it's 5,000 people, it's a big undertaking. Even if it's digital or online, you've got a lot of numbers to crunch. Okay, outdoor. This is what I actually did pretty good at because of the weather, basically. I ended up with 18th place, still 1,492 miles behind the leader, but I can't complain. I had work to do, and granted, we did have Chinese New Year. Getting in 1,600 kilometers in a 28-day month, that equals 57.1 kilometers, a little over 30 miles a day. And you're like, oh, that's not much, but it adds up really quick. And if you miss a day, that means you've got to do double the distance the next day, or spread it out over the next couple of days. So you don't really want to miss any days. Here's how it broke down for me. 71 hours. I was not pushing it. I just got out and rode every day. And there's the number in kilometers. And I got some, I don't know if I snagged many KOMs or how that worked out. I did have a couple good moments where I went after a couple things. So the first day I got out and rode 100 kilometers. The next day I did 100 kilometers. And then it rained on the third. And I was indoors at my wife's folks' place on the East Coast. We drove back, chilly night ride. I think I rode 30 kilometers that night. And then it was basically steady riding, like 50K, 60K. Maybe I get in 70. Maybe I tried to do 2 rides. Maybe I got in a 40K, maybe at 80. And I just tried to stay ahead, tried to stay on the 57 kilometer mark a day, try to keep up with that number so I didn't fall too far behind if I missed a day due to bad weather or, God forbid, illness. So they were 400 kilometer weeks pretty much is what had, it's 28 days. That's seven days, 4 weeks. So you had to hit 400 kilometers a week. It's a little bit more than I usually ride. I'm comfortable with 320 to 350, and then I'll have the 250 week. Like this week, I was busy with work. I only got 210 in this week, which is fine. And the 23rd, we had bad weather, so I was stuck inside as well, and I do not have a trainer. All right, so this all broke down really nice. It was a good month, actually, really solid month. Let's look at some of the photos. We were on the East Coast. So I'll just go through it like this. There are a couple here. I think I need to be careful of what I show because I think I got a couple things. Okay. This is East Coast. East Coast. I was on the Look. My 765 frame is a really nice carbon frame. I really enjoy riding this bike. On the East Coast, this is 11. These are photos from 11. Some of the dinners, some of the food. Jalapenos. These are really good. Great start. Okay. Moving right along, the next day on 11, some Amis kind of stuff. And some photos of the area there in Fongbing. And 13, this is really nice. This is the King Kong Boulevard. It's all pretty neat area. Got caught in the rain today, but overall nice day, not freezing. And then here's my wife's sisters and her cousins and everybody playing Mahjong. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. Some shopping, looking at some Ami stuff. This is kind of cool. Food, lots of food. Here we go with back in Taoyuan. So let's see here, drove back to Taoyuan, and I got to Taoyuan. I found all these beetle nut girls, and they are the beetle nut boxes. If you're watching this and you don't know what you're looking at, it's a marketing thing pretty much. It's a beetle nut. It's a nasty thing. It's like a pod. Oh my God, how to explain the thing? You eat it. You don't eat it all the way. You chew on it. It gives you a kind of a buzz, like a cigarette. I'm not a fan. I don't. Yeah, they're not. It's not very good. You can Google it, beetle nut, and see what I'm talking about. But the boxes, I think this is artistic. I think it's quite interesting. This has been going on for years. So if I see them on the road, which they are on the road, they throw them away, right? It's littering pretty much. And I do pick them up sometimes, throw them away myself. Anyway, yeah, pretty cool. Japanese, these are just some of these are Japanese models, some are Taiwanese models, and they change. They get new ones out all the time. So enough about that. Back in Taoyuan, out on 61. This is kind of cool. I like this area. Up into Guayinshan, out on the coast. And then Sansha, this is Sansha area. And it's just a nice day. There's a dog out in Sansha here. Had some pretty good weather. It was a bit cold. Here I am. This is in Taipei, somewhere in Taipei City. And the weather was pretty good overall. There were a couple rainy days. Broke a pedal. Got that replaced easily. Here I'm in red and black. This is in Nantou now, yellow and with a red helmet. It's old helmet. There we go. Rode up with Jeff. This was a good ride up 21. This is a nice area. This 21 is It's a great hill. It's not too difficult, but it definitely has the steep moment there near the end. Some olives here, and what else do we got? Moving right along, this was in, again, back in Nantou. This is a nice area. I really like this road. And I think we're about to finish it up. I ended up doing two 85K rides on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, rolling into the evening. And then we had the Friday was the last day, and this is the heart monitor that I used during the entire, I bought it off Shopee for like 600 NT. And yeah, finished it up on the 28th. This was just here. It was a holiday on the 28th. So kind of banked on having good weather, and I was able to finish the 1600. So it's all online. This is the second year that I've done it, and the organization was awesome. Lin Wen, she does a great job just chatting away online. Everything for me, it's a great way to read the Chinese, because my spoken Chinese is not very good, but I'm pretty good at reading it. As living in Japan for ages, I have a solid character base in my head, so I'm okay with taking a look at the Chinese and reading what's going on in the chat. I have yet to meet a lot of these people that I have talked to online, but one day maybe I'll see them on the road or kind of link up sooner or later. Anyhow, I'll probably do it next year. It was definitely a really cool experience. So there you go. Okay, not that.